Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this one, I'm on my way over to Vancouver to visit with a couple friends and check out a local freediving competition called Howe Deep. I'm also going over to pick up a new dive computer. The one I've been using, which was given to me by my friend Chris, had started to glitch out and had become completely unreliable for me. And I use a dive computer to measure my depth, my dive time, my surface recovery time, my buddy's dive time, water temperature, and also tide information. It's a valuable piece of safety equipment for the type of freediving and spearfishing that I do, and a new one was definitely in order. On top of that, I'm also picking up a new soft cooler to help with all the fish that I'm fortunate enough to catch on my adventures.
Okay, I got the stuff. Thank you, Chris. He's right up there. Poor guy busted his van while he was over the border picking that stuff up, and I feel so bad because he probably wouldn't have gone over there had it not been for me. And anyway, we're just gonna go pull his bumper off and see if we can do some repairs on his van, at least get the thing started. But he's gonna need some body work done on it, which really blows. But I'll do what I can, and I'm gonna slide him some money for his time for going over there for sure. Oh, it just sucks though, man. I just feel bad. It's like, oh man.
I don't know, this yellow shit never comes off either.
I've got something that might get that off. Yeah, that works.
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, these things are really good at some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll put the product links for this in the video description.
Oh, yeah? Are you serious? you guys do this with
Yeah, no.
Oh, you don't?
But I just, yeah, put the Amazon links in the description for these guys. Magic Eraser, look at that. It gets this stuff right out of there.
That's actually impressive. Man.
It is, yeah. I don't know what this stuff's made out of, but it does a really good job of that.
It's biodegradable.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it just floats around in the ocean after we're done with this. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been good. Had a pretty sick dive day a couple days ago. Yeah. Okay, all that's out, but we can bend this out enough to get in there. That's the inside of where that's bent right there. So I'm just gonna try pushing on that, see if we can pop some of this out. You see it?
Yeah, it's moving out. Maybe start. Yeah, it's coming out.
We got everything back together in here. Chris got to go to dinner now, so we did as much work as we could to try and pop this out, but it's as far as we could get. It's just really awkward place on the inside there, and we didn't have anything to use as a lever that would do it well. We did at one point, but it put a little bump right there. So we stopped what we were doing and just put it back together. We got some electrical tape over it just to tie it over for a little while. And yeah, bring it back to the island, and we'll try to sort out as much of that as we can. And then maybe...
Most importantly, I got rid of the yellow paint, the evidence, so this is no longer me backing into a post. This is now a hit and run. So screw whoever did that to my van. Right?
There you go, yeah. We figured he can't run that story to the insurance company though, because we already scrubbed out all this stuff, and that's just no good anyway, so.
Well, I appreciate the help, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks.
You get that license plate? All right, so this was one of the things I ordered, actually. This big thing. Fish kill bag. Exactly. So I was doing some research online about these kind of bags, and I came by this company. I bought this with money that I earned through sponsored videos. The reason I went with this one is because of the RF welded seams on it. There's no stitching, so this thing is completely sealed. The problem with the stitching on some of the other ones is that it's just gonna leak into the bag eventually, and then you've got fish stuff in the foam in the insulation, and then this one's completely waterproof on the inside as well. Anyway, hopefully we put this to the test in the near future, and it might even, I was thinking this would actually be really good for hunting too. They make some really big ones, but if you were quartering out an animal and you wanted to throw it into something like this, it's not going to take up a lot of space in a vehicle while you're not using it, but then you could chuck all the meat into it, throw a bunch of ice into it, zipper it up, because it's an A-frame style, it's going to stand up nicely inside a vehicle and not spill. You could also tie it off too if you wanted to, but anyway, that's it. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I think they build a pretty solid product. And there you go, fish kill bag. That was one of the things that I had sent to Point Roberts that Chris went and picked up for me. They wouldn't ship that to Canada, so that's how I was able to get that. And then the other thing's a dive computer, Atmos Mission 2 it's called. I think these things are discontinued now, but that is going to be my new dive computer. And right up there is where I built this van. Right up that little ramp. Hello, hello.
I should have looked down there before I went and got you. I don't even know if there's a spot.
Oh, well, we'll see. I didn't share that too much, but I just had a visit with Lonnie. We watched a bit of a show, 13 Lives on Amazon Prime. It's a really cool movie. Kids that got trapped in a cave in Thailand. It's pretty wild. Anyway, I got the watch all set up, so that's cool. I'm gonna take it out for a test drive tomorrow morning. So I'm just gonna go find a place to sleep in the van tonight, and then we'll get up and go to that dive site in the morning. It's just after 7 in the morning. I was just chatting with my mom this morning. We had a nice chat, and I think I might get a coffee. I think that's it. Okay, here we are. That is the diving platform. You can see all the gear on it. They got the yellow buoy, the line that's gonna probably drop down within that triangle thing. I'm not sure if that's where it lives or if they take it out deeper, like out towards the buoy or something like that. I have no idea, but I do know that the reason they come to this spot is because it drops off really quickly here, and plus it's also a fairly easy place to get to. It was a pretty easy hike down, not too far from the road. But yeah, super beautiful place. Horseshoe Bay's that way. We got Bowen Island right there. Back down that way we got Gambier Island, and that one's Anvil Island. Oh, actually that's Bear Island, sorry. That's Bear Island, and Anvil Island is the one just behind it.
As you can see, I was welcome to swim out and see the action, and I had a really good time getting to know several organizers and divers of this event. On the way out, I also did a shallow dip just to make sure the new computer's dive settings were functional.
Well, that works well, so that's good. One thing's for sure is the water feels much warmer over here than it does on the west side of the island. The computer's saying it's 19 degrees on this surface, and against my cheeks it just feels warm, so... But anyway.
Time to go check this whole thing out and hopefully learn a thing or two about how this kind of diving compares to the more recreational freediving and spearfishing that I do. And to start this off, that's Karen doing a dive down to 28 meters. And when she gets there, she'll need to remove a tag that's fixed to a round plate and then turn around and swim back up with it. The guys you see in white are safety divers who will dive down to meet her partway on her ascent. This is to ensure she has a safe return to the surface. Once she gets there, she'll need to pull herself up onto the rope, remove her mask, give the OK sign to the judge, and then say, "I'm okay." She'll also need to keep holding herself up until 30 seconds have passed since surfacing to receive a white card, which means she has successfully completed the dive.
First call, 2 white cards, please. Surface protocol. A minute 6. Evening. Well done, Karen.
As you can see, this party just got bigger and bigger as the day stretched on, and the charisma of this small group of water lovers was indeed alluring. It even drew the attention of some of the locals who paddled out to get a closer look. And yeah, I'd love to show you more of these dives, but it may stretch this video out a bit too much, so instead I'll share this one from start to finish to give you a sense of this sort of thing and try to walk you through some of the logistics of what's going on. The fenced off area in front of me is reserved for the current diver, who in this case is Taylor Reedlinger from Vancouver Island. She's the one holding onto the dive line with the green pool noodle, which by the way is there to give her added buoyancy while she does her pre-dive breathe up. And since we're talking about her, I should say that she is about to make a dive down to 51 meters into this cold, dark abyss. The other people in the fenced off area are 3 safety divers in white as well as her coach, and in the back corner we have Roberta, who is the primary judge of the event, and beside her is a videographer whose responsibility is to film the dives from start to finish. During the whole dive, there is someone keeping track of the dive time and calling that out to not only the onlookers like myself, but also for the safety divers too. They will use that information to time their own dives so as to meet the diver at predefined depths on their way back up and ensure their safe return.
50 seconds for safety.
And as you heard there, there's also a person on the platform who's monitoring the diver's progress through a sonar. At this stage, Taylor is on her way back up from her dive and will soon be intersecting the safety divers on her return. It is also the most dangerous part of her dive as well, as this is when the partial pressure of oxygen in her body is going back down, and if this level drops below a certain pressure, she may black out before resurfacing. That being said, a loss of motor control or a blackout is not uncommon in competitive freediving, and in the presence of trained divers it is easily dealt with. In this case, there is even a doctor available on the platform for any follow-up concerns that may result from a freediving injury. In this case, Taylor has come all the way back up on her own, and for now everyone will ensure not to touch her as she completes her recovery breaths and her final protocols to successfully end her dive.
That's a wrap. I'll do a little circle on the way back because we drifted way away from where we put in way down there. So we'll go to shore and then see if we see any critters, that kind of thing. Some interesting things that happened out there. I learned some stuff for sure, and I don't know, I just need time to digest everything. Had a lot of really good conversations with some of the fellow divers out there, and some people are just coming back. There's snacks and water and all that stuff. There's prizes for the competitors, so I'm just gonna hang out, do that, have some more conversation. And the computer seems to be working just fine. I did one dive out there to 11 meters and just came back up. and it seemed to register everything on that perfectly fine. But other than that, I really didn't do any diving. I was just kind of finning at the surface, observing and having conversation and chit-chatting and all that sort of thing. But I'm gonna go hang out with these guys a little bit more, and then we'll go back to Luani's place, see if I can do a fish chowder. I brought some of that over, like leftovers that I made on the island. And we'll probably have that tonight and just hang out, but I'll sort of share that with you before I wrap this up. But I'm just gonna go hang out with these guys for a little bit. I'm not gonna float the camera around. Most of them don't know who I am, but I'll maybe get a couple shots here and there. But for the most part, I'm just gonna hang out and get to know some of these guys. See you in a minute.
During that time, we were all graced by this beautiful humpback whale, as if it came by to say kudos to all of you for visiting my home in the deep on this fine day today.
Down it goes.
Moving on to free immersion.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh. Oh yeah, that is nice. That was a cool day. And out this way, I just put my wetsuit out here on the balcony to dry it off. Can't stay out here because of the copyright, but there you go. That looks awesome. It's coffee time.
Du fordra, ja. Hoopty hoopty. Far van Ugen. Ja? Ja.
There you go, buddy. You're welcome. I'll put these buns on a plate. Lonnie gave me his thing to get out of here, but it's not working. So I'm just waiting on him. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go find a place tonight to crash. I'm really tired. Fish chowder was excellent. That was stuff that I made a while ago, and I never really put that in a video, but I made a huge pot of it over at my cousin's place. And there was a bunch of leftovers, so I brought 2 containers over and just heated that up over the stove. So there wasn't any prep involved in it. It was just pretty nice and quick and easy to get going today, which was great. It's a little outside of the normal stuff that I do, I know that, but I think next year I would, if I'm here, I'd definitely go back to that again and maybe even do a dive. Probably not a very deep dive, but yeah, I don't know. There's some training and stuff that I could do on the island. Some of those folks were from Victoria, so I could team up with them and do some line diving with them and some pool training, which I'd like to do. So hopefully I can connect with some of those guys after this trip and set up some of that stuff. It'd be kind of fun, just to help develop the skills that I've got so far. Hey man.
Where's the thing? Give me that key.
It's right here.
If it's not working, I might as well take it. Maybe it needs to be reprogrammed or something.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So, take care of that.
Good to see you.
What were you doing? Editing the video?
No, I'm talking to YouTube and closing down the video for the day. Want to say bye?
Goodbye, YouTube. go because it's going to shut.
Okay. I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay?
We'll figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a good night. Thanks. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. It really helps me out. It's so much work to do all this stuff, and I could really use that support. Anyway, we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Much love.
It's a perfect send-off.
Alright, if you made it this far, you get a little bonus aside from that little cool dive from Kyle from Alberta. That was him doing that last dive. I just figure I'll sign off with a little bit more information and an update, because it's been quite a long time since I put out a video. I've just been slammed, busy with a lot of different things, and you know, truth be told, a lot of emotional stuff that I've been working through on the background that I'm just kind of keeping to myself for the most part. Just needed some extra space and time to process and work through some of that stuff. On the other hand though, and kind of like on a totally different note, is this competition that I went out to and seeing all those guys definitely inspired me to look into doing my second level of free dive training. And I came back from that. I've got a couple other videos to share with you guys. I went out and did some more spearfishing, and there's another video that I'm working on too that I'm excited to share with you guys. So there's a lot more content to come out. I just got to catch up on the editing and stuff. But in any case, being back out in the water again and exploring my own sense of awareness about myself and physiology as I'm diving down and spending a little bit more time under the water, I'm approaching these thresholds which I felt like I better learn a little bit more about my physiology, because there was 2 times when I came up, I was out spearfishing. One of them was a video that I already put out, and that's that one called The Secret Pinnacle. I came up from one of those dives feeling lightheaded, and I was kind of thinking, oh man, like, okay, this could be pre-blackout sort of stuff, and I really want to make sure that I try to understand what things I should be paying attention in my own sense of awareness as I'm diving, so that I can avoid getting to even that stage. Most of the time when I'm down there and I'm holding my breath, what I'm doing is I wait till the urge to breathe, and then I'm coming back up. I had some questions about my particular breathe up style and what I was doing, so I figured it was time to go and do another course. And so I just finished that the other day. Probably got a few clips of it that I could share. The teacher that I went out with is teaching a emulsion off practice, and I did my wave 2 with him. He's an excellent teacher based out of Victoria. His name is Ian. He's going to be teaching a wave 1, I think, next month in November. So if you're interested in learning to get in the water and learn the basics about freediving, I highly recommend his course. The emulsion off training is much better than the one that I was previously certified in.
it's got a much safer breathe up and recovery process for your breathing before you dive, and then your recovery breaths after the dive. And it's just a lot more thorough around the physiology and awareness that you would develop through the course as a freediver. So anyway, I just want to give him a little bit of a shout out at the end of this video, because that's just right around the corner. So I feel this is probably as early as I can suggest that for anybody in the local area. If you're looking for the course out of Victoria, look him up. It's Element Freediving is what it is. I'll put the links down below as well, so that you can check it out if that's something that interests you. And then yeah, now I'm a Wave 2 certified diver, which is great. The course was amazing. He's an excellent teacher. Out of all the different teachers that I've had, this guy is right up there being one of the best teaching styles that I've run into. Is just really clear and easy to understand him. He takes the time to ensure that you understand what it is that you need to understand and what you're working on. The support's there, and you know, if you're struggling with something, he'll help you through that as well. So it's this nice progressive personal touch to the whole thing. So that was really cool. So if you're looking for that, then check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So leave it at that, guys. Much love. Stay tuned. Please subscribe. All that good stuff. We'll see you soon, I hope. Okay, bye for now. Bye.